Hello, I am Archivist Aaron, and welcome to my study. Now, today, we are back once again to Silksong, and last time, we had quite the adventure in that we actually beat the game for the first time, with the first ending. But then, of course, Unknown Man pointed us toward what the second ending is, the only other ending you can get without going into Act 3, apparently. And evidently, that is that you need to beat the boss, the final boss, with essentially nothing. You don't have any charms, you don't have any items, you don't have any of anything. You're just kinda there. So that's what we're trying to do. I always think that's the place that it isn't, because there's always another. Ugh. We need to be careful here because we can't heal. Oh yeah, healing also. It's not just no charms, it is literally no healing either. So essentially, we're kind of screwed. But we'll see. We'll just have to go in and see what happens by fighting the boss over and over and over again. And hopefully, we'll be able to beat it, because, you know, I don't even know. I don't know if we'll be able to. I mean, the first time I fought this thing, I needed to do a lot of it. Healing, don't you know? Ugh. But as we discussed last time, it's a lot more of a marathon than a sprint. Ow. Okay, I was jumping. It just didn't let me get high enough. I'm so glad this thing isn't Radiance, though. Because seriously, doing Radiance with this rule set would be insanely difficult. I mean, I know people have fought like Absolute Radiance, and that's pretty much this, except much worse. Because, like, I think Absolute Radiance one-shots you or something. This is just, it doesn't one-shot you, but you can't heal. So, it's kind of similar in that way. Where, you know, there, one mistake gets you killed. Here, one mistake gets you closer to being killed, inevitably. But, you know, luckily this is a very methodical boss. You know, you learn the moveset, and then you're just kind of good. You can get through it pretty quickly, I think. I always think that this is the other place. I don't know why. But as long as we can get through the parkour without taking any damage, then we're fine. And we can always get our loot back before entering the boss, which is decently good. Not that it matters too much, but I'd like to keep the 900 rosaries, I guess. Might be useful. Hi. Just gotta be more careful than greedy. Oh, that one wasn't really able to be dodged because I was already in the air when she started the attack. She doesn't stay down for long. I don't like that. The opening isn't much of an opening. Yeah, I really need to... Oh gosh, those just appeared right in front of me. I need to... Ow. I need to get into the habit of just attacking up without jumping, which it feels unnatural to me. I don't like attacking up without jumping, just because most of the time, like, I think it's the muscle memory from the first Hollow Knight, where most flying things are, you know, like, you don't have much range, even with the long nail, so you kinda need... for most flying enemies to you know, jump up and attack up at the same time to actually hit them. Yeah, and the sprint jump doesn't work there very well. Alright. So yeah, I have a hard time breaking that muscle memory of jumping every time I hit upwards. But I kind of need to, because if I'm in the air when she starts that claw attack, sometimes I don't reach the ground in time to jump again to dodge it. I could do the double jump, but I don't always think to do that, so it's easiest if I just stay on the ground for it. Only jump when I'm dodging a different attack. Ow. Bad start. Very bad start. What was that attack? Why did I do like a spin attack? Oh, come on. That closed the gap in the needles because I attacked it. Oh, come on. I hate that it can just spawn the needles right in front of you. Like, you're just trying to stay in range of the boss and actually be able to attack it, and you can't because it just spawns the needles between you and the boss, and it's like, that's not how those are supposed to be, you know, used. They're supposed to be off to the side, and then they come in and hit you. Not that, you know, the boss, like, hides behind them. But we'll get it eventually. We just need to get more and more used to the abilities that the boss has. Because, you know, as I don't know if I was saying it today or yesterday, but it is a very methodical boss, which makes it possible to do, like, decently possible. I wonder what the signs are that she's gonna do the claw attack. I don't think there are signs. I think it's just, she just puts the hand up and then attacks. Doesn't seem like there's any, like, ow. I hate when the gap is in the upper one, because then it doesn't give you nearly as much time to dodge. When it's on the lower one, you just need, like, a quick jump. But when it's on the upper one, you need, like, a full jump to dodge it. And why does it even let me get Silk? Other than, I guess, for the harpoon. Oh, come on. Oh, and that does 3 damage. Not that it really matters. Because regardless of if it does 3 damage or 2 damage, it's still 1 health, essentially. Because, you know, once again, in this game, you kind of got to think of each mask as half a heart of health. Because each attack does 2 health of damage, so if you make them each half a health, then you can see the situation a lot more clearly. So that just means that that attack does 1.5 damage, which doesn't really affect anything, seeing as how you can live with half a heart, essentially. I don't know why she keeps weaving a new cocoon for herself every time I come back. You know? It seems very Silk inefficient. She should really just, to streamline the process, she should just stay out of the cocoon at this rate, you know? Oh, and that dash attack kind of sucks. Oh, why do you do that? Oh, that's an interesting attack you got there. Yeah, I don't like that dash attack, because I'm trying to attack up, and then she does that. It's like, what use is that? You can't attack up while doing that. Oh, come on. Why was that so delayed? I don't like the silk strands because they can just spawn like directly in your path. And then those ones went off a lot faster than I thought they should have. I think the first ones have a longer delay before they go off compared to the second ones. At least that's what it seems like. And, you know, it sucks that this is the thing with the double damage pogo, but you can't really use the pogo against this boss very effectively, because the way they move, they just... You might get one pogo off, but then, of course, you have the issue of your attack leaves you up in the air. I don't know, maybe I should try the pogo again, because that's, like, the one good thing about this crest. I mean, it has good range, but also it has the good pogos. But it leaves you so open to other attacks like that. And look how, like, her movement is just not conducive to getting pogos at all. I mean, it's not really conducive to hitting her ever. She's very evasive. Yeah, you can kind of go above the needles sometimes. Oh, come on, I was jumping. Yeah, the pogo really is just not... It probably does good damage, but it just occupies so much of your time and dodging ability that you can't really do it effectively. And, you know, the most sucky thing about it is that there's, like... I mean, I guess it's not really sucky, seeing as how I probably wouldn't have changed anything anyways. But I was gonna say, you can't even, like, change your build or anything, because I have no crests and no charms and no tools and no healing and no nothing. So it's like, I probably wouldn't have changed anything anyways, but if I wanted to... I can't do it. Like even if I wanted to change up my build and try a different strategy, I just can't. It's just the same moveset, the same boss, and the same everything, which in Dark Souls terms is kind of good, but at the same time kind of bad, you know? Because, like, sometimes in Dark Souls stuff, you do need to just fight something over and over with the same rules. Can you stop with that running attack? Like, it makes me not want to sprint. Because it, like, ruins an opportunity for an attack. Which is also something that the jump clears. Makes it so that you don't have to worry about running attacks. You know, I just need to treat it like Hollow Knight. You know, there's no sprint in Hollow Knight, so we just need to treat it like that. You know, you don't ever hold the sprint button, you just tap it. I held it. I'm a fool. I cannot do that. This is Hollow Knight. We do not sprint here. We dash. Oh man, you are just spamming out the needles, ain't ya? No, those seem to be pretty equal timing. I think I was just caught off guard by it the last time. Okay, first phase done, no damage. Very much a exception to the rule. That is not going to be how all the runs go, I'm fairly certain. Alright, get back here, you loser. I know you're out there. Oh, what? Okay, we have... I forget, this isn't Hollow Knight. We don't have any iframes in this game. Oh, and of course I'm just stuck over here. Alright. Not a fan of the rock stuff. Oh yeah, and now we got spikes. I kind of just... I mean, she's kind of sedentary sometimes, you know? Sometimes you can just kind of chill. Oh, come on. And then other times she does 50 things at once. But I hate when she just, like, hangs out over the spikes, because I can't just walk on those. Now, if I had my usual build, I might be able to pogo them. But since I have a completely different crest that has completely different pogo timings, I don't think I can. Alright. But yeah, I think it is just the 2 phases. And we're getting her needle attacks down a lot better as of now. But remember, just dash. No sprint. Just dash. Stay on ground, hit up. No dash. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Even though in real life I cannot like jog. I only have 2 speed settings, and that's walking or sprinting. So sprinting's kind of all I know, but it isn't one of those. So I just need to deal, I guess. Just always attack up. Uppies. I could have been hitting her that time, couldn't I? Probably. Ow, come on. I really hate when it's the upper gap, because you just don't have nearly as much time to dodge it. And you don't have any iframes, so it's not like Radiance, where you can just dodge through the attack. So you need to either jump to the right height, or you die, you know? Alright, get out here, old lady Silk. Ow, okay, those are fast. Those are faster. That's why I was missing the timing last time, is because those are significantly faster in second phase, evidently. Okay, they seem to be back to normal speed. I wonder what determines that. Were they ever a different speed? They felt like it just a minute ago. Maybe she was just throwing them out more often? Ow. I did try to double jump, but I think the double jump input was eaten by the attack input. It happens sometimes. You know, and there's one little gap in the wall here. That is, like, the worst part. Not like the worst part of the parkour, because obviously the spikes are the worst part of the parkour because you can actually take damage on them. But that little gap in the wall certainly makes it harder to climb up cleanly. I do wonder if doing the like jumping, climbing up the wall is faster than just clinging to the wall and holding and like pressing the dash button to just kind of clamber up the wall over and over. I should test that next time, see if it's faster, because I'm really not sure. And any kind of a time save would probably be good, given how many attempts we're probably going to need against this thing. Ugh, I hate that. They do have like no hitbox right at first, which is great. So if you can kind of react fast... Okay, that was kind of impossible to dodge, because it was like completely covering the entire area on me and above me. I would have had to like jumped and gone right to dodge it, which normally you don't have to do. Normally you just jump up and then find a gap above you, but there was no gap above me is the issue. Okay, that's also not good. What? Oh no, because the needle appeared the second that I hit upwards, and I hit the middle needle up, so they were all equidistant. I thought that it had summoned the needles and then moved one of the needles on its own to cover the one gap in the needles. So that's why I was like, that's a new move, what are you doing? But no, that was just coincidentally I hit at the exact wrong time. Hey Nicole, how's it going? We're fighting a boss, the final boss in Silksong, over and over until we actually get it. So yeah, the needles appearing and then being able to be hit out of position is kind of sucky. Though I could see that being a good thing. I could possibly see somebody hitting one of the needles to push them up or down to make a bigger gap so they can get through it easier. But I'm not the kind of person that can do that. I tend to just accidentally close the gap like that. See, it appears right in front of me right as I attack, and then I accidentally close the gap in the needles. And then it's like, well, what do you do then? What's the recourse after doing that? Because then there's no gap. You just can't get through it. Oh. Oh, come on. Oh, how did that hit me? Alright, well, we're not winning this one, but we got to second phase. Come out here. Enough with the rocks and the screaming. She always hides. Like, she puts up the spikes and hides on top of them, or puts up the rocks and hides on top. See, just like this. She puts up the little spikes and then doesn't move forever. Oh, and then she puts up the rocks and then doesn't move forever. And I'm doing fine enough, given that, you know, we haven't beaten the boss yet. Of course, it's only been like 20 minutes, so naturally we wouldn't have beaten the boss yet. Of course, I did beat it the first time on the normal run, but the cursed run is a different beast. I do wonder if I have the best route through the parkour, or if I should, like, try to find an easier way through. You know, Unknown Man was also saying that there were more weapon upgrades in Act 3. So if I had thought of it before, I could have probably maybe gone to Act 3 and gotten those weapon upgrades before coming back here and doing this. Because the weapon upgrades are pretty much the only, like, character up... Ow. Too high, apparently. The only character upgrade that actually transfers over into this... Oh yeah, and the needles just stopped coming at that point. You know, it's hard to do this boss fight while you're holding the up button the entire time, so you can actually hit the boss. But the only other option would be to jump and attack each time, and we've already discussed the issues with that. It also reduces your dexterity significantly to be holding a button while playing the entire fight. Oh, what? Why was I not jumping? Is it because she looked up? I think it's because Hornet looked up and it stopped the jump input from happening. Yeah, we need to figure out some way that we can attack her without having to hold the up button. Oh, come on. Everywhere was covered in silk. There's no openings there. At least nowhere near me. Now she's gonna hide in the rocks for 20 minutes. Oh, come on. You can't just put spikes right on top of me. I had no space to dodge. Oh yeah, we were gonna test if this is faster. I don't think it is. Yeah, definitely not. I think the clambering up the wall was added as more like a precise wall climbing movement and not a faster wall climbing movement. But yeah, luckily we got the parkour down, because before we were getting hurt on the parkour every so often, and that was very irritating. Because, you know, no healing means that you kinda can't reverse any damage you took during the parkour. And thus you're just kind of handicapped for the entire boss fight, which is not a good situation to be in. Okay, that I somehow made it through that, but that's so unfair that those can just spawn directly in front of you. Like, give me some space to dodge first, please. Man, I miss my fast attacks. Oh, I wasn't even in that. Come on. Wait, did those, like, move up because I was jumping? Oh, of course, again. I really hate the silk attack because there's, you know, if you're in the air, there's only so much air stalling you can do. And like when it's only the one silk attack, usually by the time you're running out of options in the air, the silk attack is already finished and you already dodged it. But with the double one, it lasts for twice as long, and that makes it significantly harder to actually get away from in the air, because you run out of aerial options very quickly before it's actually done. And then you're stuck just floating and hoping that you're able to float high enough that it doesn't hit you, and usually it does. I suppose another option is maybe I need to not jump when it comes to the silk. At least, unless there's no other option, which sometimes there isn't. Because sometimes they put like a horizontal line of silk right at the bottom of the screen. Then you can't really do anything except for go into the air to try to dodge it. Kind of like that. Oh, that was a lower gap, not an upper gap. Oh, see, there, like, what am I supposed to do about that? I can't even tell which gap that was supposed to be because it was off screen. Silk attack is not good. You know, now I just want a mod that replaces every boss fight with that one boss that I really liked. I forget what it was called. Like, the first sinner or something, the Weaver boss lady. That one was like a genuinely enjoyable boss fight. Probably the best one in the game that I've seen so far. Because like it was fast paced, and you had to like chase the boss around, and the attacks were sometimes hard to like. They were easy to predict, but hard to dodge. You know, it wasn't like the Bell attacks that just go in an arc and are really hard to kind of predict where they're going because they move in such a kind of weird way. It was actually just like completely fair attacks that you could see where they're going and what they're doing. But still had enough challenge to them. Yeah, we're not winning this try. Just kill me. So yeah, I don't know, sometimes the needles, I feel like the AI as to where they summon the needles on the horizontal line is really kind of messed up, because sometimes they spawn right in front of you, and other times they spawn so they like go off camera. And that's just, all right, back to the bench. That's just not right. Like, you need to be able to tell if they're an upper or a lower. Where's the bench? Over here. You need to be able to tell if it's an upper or a lower gap so you know where you're jumping to. But if they're off camera for like 90% of the time that they're manifesting, then that's kind of a problem. Because then you can't really tell at all where they're coming from and where they're gonna be, where the opening is. And that's certainly an issue. So either that needs to zoom out so you can see the entire battlefield in one view, which I don't think would work very well. They could always have just made the battlefield slightly smaller to fit within one screen's width of the, of the view. Or the needles should stay equidistant from you, Like while they're setting up, they should always be at like a consistent distance so that they're always in sight and not ever like right in front of you like they sometimes do. See, like there, I mean, they were kind of on screen that time, so I was able to see them, but sometimes they're really just completely off screen. And it's like, why, how am I supposed to dodge something that I can't even see, like, where it's being summoned at? Ugh. Yeah, staying on the ground is usually the best option for the Silk if... Wow, those are so fast. I didn't even have time to jump. Now we wait. I can stop holding up for now. That's definitely going to hurt my hand, having to hold up the entire boss fight. You can get one hit in there. That was a lower, but it was off screen, so can't really tell. Oh, come on! I hate the pogo on this thing. It like stalls you in midair. So you think that while you're... Oh, come on. Okay, yeah, we're dead, because that does 3 damage. Because, yeah, you think, at least if you've used the other thing the entire time, usually you would jump and you would keep falling consistently the entire fall. And thus, the hitbox of the attack kind of moves down with you. And so you kind of learn to implement that into your calculation of if you're going to be able to pogo something or not. Is you know that you have like half a second where you have a moving hitbox under you. And thus it makes it so you can actually hit the things more easily. But with this, it's like you can't calculate with a moving hitbox in mind because it stalls you in air when you do the pogo. And that kind of sucks because it completely throws off my calculations. But that's why every other time I wasn't trying to pogo over the spikes, because I knew it would just end badly for me. Because the pogo is not good on this thing. Yeah, I don't know what determines the needles going faster or not. I'm pretty sure there is some... I think it's like at the end of first phase, the needles just start going absolutely crazy fast for just a few attacks. And I don't know why that is. Oh, I wasn't even in that. I didn't get hit by that. You just decided to... Oh, and of course... it gets hit up so it doesn't actually have any gaps in it again. And you do your stupid dash attack. That isn't going to help anyone here, because the boss is too high up to be hit by dash attacks. Yeah, it seems like we have a low hitbox. So, like, there have been times where the Silk has actually, like, gone through a part of Hornet's head, and it doesn't hit. And then there's other times where it, like, goes directly below her, and it does hit. So it definitely seems like she has a low hitbox. Yeah, but we're definitely not winning this one. Oh, come on. I both like and dislike both the high and low needle gaps, because when it's a low one, sure, it is easy when the needles are going fast, it's easy to just kind of tap jump over them. But it's also very, very easy to over jump, because it's a very, like, thin gap you're jumping through. So if you jump a little bit too high, just by a tiny margin, you'll end up hitting the upper needle. But then the issue with the higher needle, even though it's hard to over jump them, because I think a full jump puts you perfectly in the gap, it also makes it so that unless you have enough time to do a full jump, you're not going to hit the gap. So both have some serious problems. I wonder if I can parry it. Because I know ranged attacks, if you parry them, even if they go straight through you, they don't do any damage. Let me try that. Let's experiment. That's not right attack, lady. I need a horizontal. No, that's not the right horizontal. Different horizontal. Okay. We'll try it again. Parry. Okay. Okay, well, we'll try it again. I'm sure I was just off on my timing. It's certainly possible. No, I definitely hit that needle and it did not parry it. Okay. So you cannot parry the needles. You also can't jump over the needles. They spawn right in front of you. Now, the low needles are good for when they appear directly in your path, because then you actually have time to jump over them. So not only for like the quick needle attacks, but also for the, you know, they kind of messed up their spawning location and now they're 2 inches from your face. Those are also a lot easier to actually get over in such a short amount of time that they give you. Whereas the high needle ones, if they just spawn right in front of you, you're just kind of dead. Like, there's not much you can do about that. Hi, unknown man. I've been fighting this. That's the last 40 minutes now, apparently. It's been interesting. I feel like I've already gotten a bit worse at it, since the start. Oh, come on. That was weird. I was looking at the needles, and the needles went all diagonal, and I didn't even notice that she did her claw until, like, the last second. I was just like, why are the needles going diagonal? Is that a new attack? But it very much was not. Alright. Second phase again. Rocks in the middle, then rocks on the sides. Then she appears, and then she spends the entire fight hiding behind rocks or spikes. Because she doesn't actually want to face me. You get one hit in before the scream. Oh, come on. I hate that attack, because it takes up all the ground space. There's no ground space left. What am I supposed to do about this? Huh, lady? What am I supposed... I can't just keep jumping over these. It leaves me open to all of your attacks. Oh, of course, I try to go through the needles and the rocks are still going. I really hate the silk attack. It's the worst one. All the other ones are very avoidable. That one is just like complete RNG, depending on where you're standing, if there's actually a gap large enough for you to dodge both silk attacks. And once again, when it's just one silk attack, it's perfectly fine. It's completely dodgeable, but when they do two in a row, that's when the gaps just kind of become way too small. Once again, why do you make a new cocoon every time? You know you're just gonna break it. You know I'm gonna be back. You might as well just not make a replacement cocoon. Then we can skip this whole animation. It can just, you know, you can just pop up and then fight Star. We could save like 10 seconds at the start of each attack. Oh gosh, once again, I was looking at the needles, I was like, why are they diagonal? It's because she's doing the claw, and I need to... It's like the only attack you need to watch her hands. Her hands do nothing else in this entire fight, except for that one claw attack. And of course, you do your stupid running attack. I don't want a running attack, I need an up attack. Or we just won't be able to hit her. And I think we're pretty dead for this next thing. We're not going to be able to do the next phase at half health. And go hide behind your rocks. See if I care. Oh, come on. The attack stopped my jump animation. That's BS. And yeah, she makes a noise, but that doesn't mean that I'm actually going to be able to hear that and react to it. Because everything else works on visual stimuli. Trying to have, like, use brain power to try to find an audio cue in the middle of a million visual cues is not gonna... It's not gonna end well. It's just gonna make me put too much effort into that, and then, you know... Claw line? Is that what you call the harpoon? Is that what that is? I don't know, because I know in the controls it's called harpoon. Okay. I never really learned... Where does it say claw line? Is that when you, like, pick it up? Because I recognized the word, I just didn't remember if it was the same thing. Yeah, I just need to remember to watch her hand. So compared to a normal attack, how much did the harpoon slash claw line actually do? And I closed the gap on the needle, of course. Does it do like normal attack damage? Called claw line on pickup, referring to a harpoon button. Okay. I assumed one needle strike. Yeah, that's what I've always assumed, but I'm not sure, because it kind of looks like it does more damage for some reason. Right, get our one hit in. There we go. Of course, we run straight into the rocks when we're trying to avoid the needles. That's just way too much going on. I think it's because I'm trying to actually hit her. You know, dumb me trying to do damage to the boss, you know. But I think in more hectic moments, I need to just wait and focus on dodging instead of trying to mix in getting hits in at the same time. Because I feel like that's what gets me killed more times than not. Like when I was trying to jump over her claw attack and then tried to attack halfway through that jump to get damage in, but then it stopped my jump so I didn't go over the attack. Things like that. I need to have like have one hemisphere of my brain focusing on attacking, and the other hemisphere just focusing on defense, and switch between them. If there's any dodging to be done, I need to just dodge, and not try to get attacks in at the same time. Because it does give you gaps, at least in first phase. I don't know as much as if in second phase. Deals 3 hits. Oh. I need to not be reading chat at the same time. Oh, and I hit the needle, of course. See, that's another issue with trying to dodge and attack simultaneously, is you end up hitting the needles out of the correct orientation. Okay, now I can read. Deals 3 hits at 0.45 base damage each, overall 135% damage. Okay. Interesting. So overall it is more damage. Just, it isn't like a solid number of hits at your base damage. It's kind of derivative of your base damage, but not exactly it. So you did this boss while cursed as well, right? Oh, come on, you were right there. Where am I supposed to go? Where? How did you grab me? I was off the screen. I was literally not even on the screen. Why are there any of that stuff up there? The no healing is just the most brutal part. Because you really just can't make any mistakes on this boss. Also, why does she have, like, scissors as her needles? You know? Those aren't, like, normal needles or pins. They're actually, like, scissor things. And I wonder if each, like, nation, each kingdom had its own signature thing. Like, in Hallow Nest, they had the claws. Here, they have the pins. And wherever this thing is from, evidently, has scissors. Come on, I hate the upper ones. Unknown man, what was your least favorite when the gap in the pins is in the upper position or the lower position? You know? Because personally, I prefer the lower position. It has its issues still, but the lower position I feel like is easier to deal with. Okay. Yeah, sure, spawn them right in the middle of the frickin' boulders so I can't even see where the needles are. Oh, come on, I was trying to do an pogo. Lower for sure, I always overjump. I know, I overjump a lot as well, but I feel like the lower is better just because in a lot of like sticky situations, like where the needles spawn 2 inches from your face, you're actually able to get over them, you know? The design of the claw is supposed to be to close gaps instead of just be a weird dash. I mean, yeah, and I can see that, especially in how they used it in the trailer. You can definitely see that being used that way, but I've never really seen it as being useful for that. Bigger dash with more air stall? Yeah. I only ever use it for parkour, if I'm being honest. That's about it. Oh, come on. Just the way she dodges is so annoying. Like, she's just casually just dashing around the battlefield away from you. It's like, just stand still for 2 seconds so I can get more than, like, just 1 or 2 attacks in. And, you know, I was able to get plenty of attacks in before with my, you know, normal weapon moveset, but now that it has locked me to the slow moveset, it's like hard to get any attacks in. Okay, that's good. I was not going to be able to dodge that needle attack coming in. Because it was spawning on the left, it was an upper gap, and it was coming right for me right after I did an attack. I probably wouldn't have had time to actually get out of its way. So I'm glad that I actually beat her in that next attack, so I didn't have to see how that unended. Stop hiding in the boulders. What? I was not in that. I was just not. Like, factually, I was not touching any of those threads. It just decided to hit me. It's done that several times, but never as blatant as that. Like, there are other times where I'm like, man, I thought I was good. But no, there I knew I was good. Like, 100%. And the game was just like, nah, you're doing too well this run. We can't be having that. This boss is supposed to take 10 hours to beat, and you're gonna beat it in like 2. What the heck? We need to cut you down a few sizes so that we can make you not win. Oh, come on. I hate when the upper and the, like, in the middle things, the pins, when they're coming from both the top and the side. I hate when they, like, box you in like that. It's usually when it's the top pin, so you need to do, like, a big jump, which makes it harder to actually, like, have more vertical or horizontal movement. So you dodge the ones going horizontally because you do your full jump, but then you don't dodge as well in the other axis, and you get hit by the vertical ones. Ow. Why with the boulders, and why with the higher hitbox, and why with the summoning them right in front of me? What did I even hit? I'm not a fan of second phase with the rocks. I mean, they not only act as like a smoke screen that you can just hide behind, which she often does, because she only ever moves when you're attacking her. So if you can't reach her, she just sits there and does nothing but just throwing ranged attacks at you constantly. So that's annoying in and of itself, but it also makes it so, like, it obscures the pins, so even the attacks that you've memorized from first phase, you can't really see them. Yeah, you run out of air options a lot, unless you're able to pogo her, and then you get that second jump, which is nice, but if she dodges your pogo, then you could be stuck just floating above some spikes like I was a couple times there, and it's like, what do you do then? I don't know. Earlier, I was just waiting out the spikes, and that seemed to work decently well. Oh, come on. There was such a thin gap there. She doesn't do the double horizontal very often. I like it because it's decently easy to dodge. Oh, come on. I thought it was an all vertical one because I didn't see the horizontal ones appearing. Well, we're not winning this. Got 2 second phase at 1 health. We are so dead. There's no point in continuing. Take me now, rocks. Because, yeah, the issue, mainly, is that the animation between first and second phase is so long that it's like, if there's not really a chance of winning, why sit another, like, minute watching all the rocks fall and then watching all the other rocks fall and then she appears and screams, and it's like, there's no reason to just sit through that when I could be starting a new run that actually has a chance of working. And the frickin' screams, like, I don't know, I don't remember getting upset about the screams in the first game. Maybe I did. Oh no, I totally did. Oh, but only like at the final boss. When I was wanting to just get in there and fight, and he was just like, "Rawr," and I'm like, bruh, I've seen this a million times, can I just hit you? You know? But certainly in Silksong, I've had a few bosses where I'm just like, just stop screaming. Just let me start the fight. Please. And once again, her introduction screen just doesn't have the same aura as the Radiance introduction screen. Like, I'm kind of disappointed about that. That, you know, never mind all the other mods I've said I need. I need a mod that makes her introduction screen just like pure white, like Radiance. It just had such aura, you know? It just made you feel like you were coming up against some sort of divine being, because you were. I guess here you might not be. I don't know what she is exactly, but a lot less imposing. Yeah, a lot more distress. Yeah, I definitely preferred the Radiance opening. Because I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, it's just a white screen with black text on it, but it feels so scary when you're going into it. You're like, bro, I am outmatched just from the name title. It's so scary. And here's like, your grandmother Silk, she's gonna bake you cookies, watch out. She's angry, she's screaming, I don't want to upset Grammy, ma. I don't know, maybe there's people out there that have really scary grandmas, you know? Maybe that works for some people. Oh, come on. King Vendrick. Is that the Dark Souls 2 guy? I don't remember. I don't remember a lot about Dark Souls 2, honestly. I think I played Dark Souls 2 a ways before Sekiro, so you probably didn't see my playthrough of that, but it was a bit of a drug trip. Honestly, I didn't know what was happening half the time. The game was just... It's so different from Dark Souls 1 or 3, and I struggled with it a lot. It was... oh boy. Some parts are memorable, that's true. I really liked Dark Souls 2's boss fights, specifically. Like, the bosses were not that hard. It was the areas, like the zones of Dark Souls 2 that I hated. You know, getting to the boss fight is the hard part, especially, it's not Bright Cove Seldora, because that's like the mining area. I always get it mixed up because the place I hate is the place that looks like a Bright Cove, but I don't think it's actually the place called Bright Cove. But anyway, it's the one with all the singing ladies and the frog things. No, are they frog? Lizard things? And all the things that shoot you, and all the deep water literally everywhere that you can't see because it's dark. The wet cave, the mages before the frog. Yeah, exactly. See, you get me. That place, I had like a mental breakdown trying to get through that place. It was not good. I was stuck there for like an hour. At least. I don't know. But then I get to the boss and I beat it like first try. And then I'm like, bro, why is it that the bosses are just the easy part of the game? Like, why is that? They made it so the zones are the meat and potatoes, and the boss is just the dessert afterwards, you know? Black Gulch. Oh gosh, Black Gulch. I rushed Black Gulch so hard. Like, I just ran. I was like, I don't care what I'm supposed to be doing here. I'm just gonna take the poison and just leave. So yeah, that one, I don't think that one took me that long. But that was just because I wasn't even trying. I was just, ow. Oh, and of course there's rocks. I hate the rocks so much because my brain isn't like set to think to dodge them. It's just like, oh, that's a background thing that's happening. I can still chase the boss. But no, you can't chase the boss because the boss likes to just hide behind all of her little toys instead of actually fighting me. You know, I feel like Sekiro was the Dark Souls-esque game that actually had a good mix of, like, zone difficulty and boss difficulty, you know, because it had a lot of bosses, a lot of mini-bosses, a lot of tough enemy groups, a lot of avoidable enemy groups as well. And so it had a good mix, whereas Dark Souls 2 really was very zone-heavy. Is simply S tier. I can't change your mind on that. That's it's just true. Which is funny because the first time I played Sekiro, I really didn't like it. Mainly because I was like bad at it right off the bat, and I was like, I'll get back to this. And then I didn't until I streamed it. So there was like a few years there where I could have been playing Sekiro, and I just didn't. Were there only 2 pins on the left side there? Could have sworn that's what just happened there, and I don't know what just happened with that. I'm sure it's fine. All right, only 2 health down. This isn't Dark Souls WTF. That's true. Yeah, that was pretty much my first reaction to it. And I was doing fine up until the spear guy. And once again, I don't think I had the Mikiri counter, as we talked about on stream while playing it. So the first time I played it, I was just fighting spear guy without the thing that lets you beat spear guy. And so that was, you could definitely see how I would get a bit turned off from the game by that experience. The spikes everywhere. What? Okay, once again, if you're above the screen where you see no silk, it still hits you. They apparently put silk above the screen. Like, oh my gosh. I hate it. You think you're safe up there because you can't see any danger, but it's like when you're a kid and you think if you just like close your eyes, then the demons can't get you because you can't see them, so they can't see you, kind of thing. That's just what was happening there. It's like, I can't see the silk, so obviously it's not up there. Evidently it is. Evidently they planned for the contingency of people moving up into the ceiling to try to avoid the attack. Kinda sucks. Man, it's been an hour already. I have fought this boss so much. We've gotten close. We've gotten close a couple times. I think we've gotten like halfway through phase 2 a few times there. It'll just take one lucky run. Because, like, obviously we can do it. We just need the luck to be on our side. Vert it out. Use the good abilities. Just gotta keep your calm when the silk appears. Ow. Alright, well, half health at phase 2. I mean, okay, I could try to do a harpoon through the gaps. The issue is that, at least in second phase, it wouldn't do very well, because then I would be putting in more, like, time and distance commitment into doing that, and thus I would have a much higher chance of running straight into like the boulders. That just wasn't dodgeable. Once again, the issue with pogos, and thus the issue with her putting a bunch of stuff on the ground, thus making you have to jump over them, is that you're in the air and your mobility is greatly decreased. Can I just climb, please? Thank you. I just want to get back to the boss without breaking my thumb by having to press the spacebar 50 times. Single file piece of combat makes sense. Yeah. Certainly it feels like... It feels like I should be more fluid with it and like doing better at it. But at the same time, it's kind of just... I don't know. Although I think what my brother does in this game might be the missing piece. Just because what he was doing was he was able to mix in the, you know, the straight pin tool. He was able to like hit and then throw the tool and then hit and throw consistently throughout like an entire fight. Kind of like how a lot of Hollow Knight speedrunners do like the attack, vengeful spirit, attack, vengeful spirit. He was kind of doing that, but with the pin. And I never used the tools enough to actually do that, but... And I can't do that here because, yeah, that was going to get me no matter what. The silk was just frickin' everywhere. But yeah, here, of course, I can't do that because you don't get any tools, so... Even if I wanted to, can't really attempt that strat. Still doesn't scratch the feeling of missing something obvious. Yeah. Ugh. Stop spawning those right on top of me, please. Oh, another one? It always does 3 on certain ones of those. Oh, and how was I supposed to dodge that? It was literally inside me. Oh, that was complete luck. I didn't even see those. I think those spawned inside the wall, actually. And there are spikes there, of course, of course. You know, what I think was missing from this combat is the ability to pogo. I like bosses that you can pogo on. But this boss, you really can't. Like, not only because of how the pogo works with this weapon, but also just the silk being above the visible area, the pins kind of taking up the whole screen for the most part. There's just so much of a chance that you're going to run into something that kills you if you're trying to pogo. Which sucks, because this thing's pogo damage is apparently the best part of the weapon. And I can't utilize it. Oh, come on. How did I not see that one coming? I'm losing it. I'm losing my edge somehow. Because yeah, getting hit that early into this fight, it does not bode well. What? That? I swear I didn't even hit that one and the pins just moved to make the gap smaller. Like, I'm not crazy, right? Well, I'm definitely crazy, but I'm not crazy for that, right? Because that totally looked like it moved on me. Didn't look like an upper gap or a lower gap. It looked like it was somewhere in the middle. And that ain't right. They can't do that to me. Gotta hit in. Sucks to be you, boss. Of course, it sucks to be me more because I'm fighting you, but, you know, also sucks to be you because I hit you. So, yeah, we'll just wait. We don't need to fight the boss. We just need to survive the boss. Whoa. Just wait out the spikes. The spikes can't last forever. Yeah, and the pins do move if you hit them, but in that case, I was so confused because the pins spawned halfway across the map from me. I couldn't have hit them, like literally. Oh, why did you come? I thought that was just part of the spikes over there. I didn't even see that something was charging at me through the darkness. There's just too much going on, you know? Yep, overjumped. This game just acts weird sometimes. Yeah, because I mean, I did attack up at the time that it spawned, which is usually the thing that does that. But once again, I was outside the range to actually hit them. Unless the game calculates its hitbox right off the bat in the entire line of the screen that it's going in. Because, like, at first, it doesn't have an actual, like, hitbox. It doesn't have a damaging box. So maybe they just had it go stretch across the entire screen, so when I hit up, it actually hit the non-damaging hitbox of the needle. I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of, because it makes no sense otherwise. It usually goes back the other way after that first movement. I guess it's just kind of random. Plus, I feel like the harpoon would... Oh my gosh, those were way out of position. Oh, and there's another one that I didn't even see because it's off screen. Well, thank you, game. I feel like trying to do the harpoon would just put my hand, like, out of position. Yeah, I'm not winning this. Give me the boulders. We might have won it. It had a good start, but... Yeah, and I tried hitting the boss with a cocoon once, but I didn't get, like, a super good hit on it. And then I just kind of figured, if that didn't hit it, it probably doesn't work. The cocoon probably just does nothing. Just holds him money. Also, if I remember correctly, Radiance didn't have, like, a title card on subsequent fights. I think it was only the initial fight. Or at the very least, you didn't need to go up and do, like, the whole challenge thing every time you fought it. It just kind of went straight into the fight. So it is a little weird that you have to have the title card every fight attempt against this one. Also, I don't like that when she screams, she goes up slightly. So I can't hit her from the ground, you know? I need to do a slight jump to hit her. Oh, where was the gap there? It looked like an upper, but it didn't have an upper gap. I think it was a lower, where the lowest one kind of went up for some reason. Yeah, sometimes the needle spacing in this just isn't consistent, you know? I don't know why. Oh, come on, I had to get away from the spikes. She can't keep getting away with it. Hey. I win. She can't keep getting away with it, because I beat her. Alright. Yeah, not as bad as I thought. Only an hour and a half to beat her. I mean, I spent so long in Dark Souls 3 to beat some of the DLC bosses. This ain't nothing. Or no, I think it was in Dark Souls 3 I was trying to beat the final boss, Soul of Cinder, with a shield. That was what was going on. So essentially, we turned into Roots. Twisted Child. And we turned her into Roots as well, it seems. But, do we not get more context to that? Was that it? I mean, I was talking through it, so I might have missed something, but it looked like we just wrapped around her, and then everything turned into Roots, and it kind of zoomed out a bit, and we were just wood. I don't know. Seems weird to me. But yeah, we'll go get it cured pretty soon here. And then start preparing for Act 3. Starting by, I guess, finding all the fleas. A new tree like Shellwood's big tree? Interesting. So that is the birthing that they were talking about, I guess. But like, okay, with the other ending, it gave like an idea of the ramifications for the rest of the kingdom, you know? You saw the silk go all over the place, you know, and it attached through each part of the not the capital, the citadel, and in the other zones, and you kind of got the idea that you didn't break the silken curse, you just kind of reinforced it, or now have control of it. And so I was like, that's not a great ending. But tree ending didn't really give an idea of what it did to the rest of the kingdom. All of Farlam is a tree now? I guess. It's just the tree ending. Game completion. Does it ever give me a percentage of game completion? Because it gives me the time. Which that only took like an extra 2 hours to do that whole ending. Because I think the earlier one was 40 hours and 50-something minutes, and this was 42 hours and 50-something minutes, so... Not bad. Need an item to see game completion? It's in Act 3? Okay. Because in the first game, you see game completion percentage after the, you know, after you beat the game the first time. Also, I was just thinking, okay, there are 2 endings before Act 3, as you said. We now have gotten both of them. Now, would it not have been possible to get the curse, do the tree ending, then go and get the curse cured and do the normal ending? Because you were saying that doing this quest locks you out of an ending. So would it not be possible to just do it in the other order and get both endings anyway? I mean, unless you went and cured it before doing the ending, then it would probably have locked you out, but I feel like if you did manage to get to the end with the curse, you need to cure the curse to get into Act 3, I believe, because all quests are needed. Oh. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the quest line might not actually soft lock it, but you know, definitely, I mean, soft lock getting into Act 3, but just getting both the regular endings, maybe not. Okay, so we're down here. Yes. We go through here, and then I guess just takes us straight to Belheart. Start the quest. It's gonna suck having to navigate without the compass. I am gonna get so lost trying to do this quest. Okay, now who is the person you said we needed to talk to? Pave? What is this? Your body's all twisting, creaking, horrid fiend inside. Pavo, I still don't know who that is. I'm bad with names. He's next to the bench? Okay. Parasite is lodged deep inside my shell. It has taken some strength of will to keep its thrashing at bay. The shell like such, you cannot be taking no deliverings. Infect the goods you would. Very well, couriers. If I somehow manage to remove the parasite, I may return to offer aid. Oh, this guy. Yeah, I don't think I ever really learned his name because I only talked to him once. Welcome, welcome, weird pilgrim. Though glorious Belheart may be past its finest shine. Or no, though glorious Belheart may be past its finest shine, it still reigns the last friendly stop before the citadel. It is the task of I, fair Pavo, to extend the warmest of welcomes to those passing devout, such as your good self. Now, I insist you enjoy our remaining hospitality, if only for a moment. We've wares to buy and services to enjoy. Even in our reduced state, you'll find ours as cozy a stop as can be offered in these ailing lands. My sickly friend, Pavo consents that you are ailing, but fret not, for in Belheart pilgrims may rest and recuperate until they are fit to travel once more. Your hospitality is appreciated, Pavo, but I fear rest alone will not suffice for this illness. A parasite has taken root inside me, one I cannot remove through strength alone. Tell me, are there any you know who might help me? A healer or a physician? Physician? Well, we did at once have one. Frightening fiend, callous and crude in her practice. For the health of glorious Belheart, we voted unanimously to expel her. I know not where she buzzed away to, and I prefer to keep it that way, but if you really must seek her out, you might start by speaking to the old hermit skulking beneath the bellway. Yes, that hermit seems mad, but he has a way of accumulating knowledge. He might be able to tell you where that wretched physician is lurking. Realize you haven't eaten today? Yeah, I've done that before. I'll be doing this quest line. Alright, it's not over here. We need to go through the secret tunnel over here. Then it's over this and you. What's this? Twitching inside of you. A slave within a slave. Give over your shell to grow something greater. Parasite has made its home within me. It saps my energy, and I cannot purge it with strength alone. Grunk. Lie down and die then, for all I care. Allow that wriggling thing its chance at life. Or else go seek the one exiled from Belheart. Little Yarnaby. She was chased out, high up into the moors, last I heard. Into the moor, the Grey Moor? Right. Okay. Is that the person that was saying, like, come back if you have a specimen in a jar or something? Is that the... I think that might be the person that was saying that. I keep pressing I to open the map, and that ain't it. So yeah, they would be here at the red, I think. So yeah, let's just go there. That's to the right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I put the red pin there because you told me to pin that character because I would need them later. And I was like, okay. So, you know. I can definitely see why. Can you just like die? I did not miss having to fight scissor people at all. Alright, and we don't have any magnets. I can't wait to get this thing cured and then I'll be able to have all the good stuff again. I think this is the halfway up thing. We need to go all the way up. Really, you're just blocking the exit? You freaking loser. Hate scissor guys. We're gonna assume it's this. Oh, hi. Excuse you. Locked bellowing call out. Yes. Shoo, I say, unless you brought a worthy specimen with something truly nasty inside them. Otherwise, leave the great Yarnaby in peace. I am sick, madam, and badly in need of your service. I've become host to a vile infestation. It leeches my strength and attempts to wrest control of my shell. Alright, I guess that was the magic words. Now, what's all this? Infested, are you? Do you even know who I am? Why, 'tis the great Yarnaby, genius physician, unfairly outcast, who now towers before you. I apologize for intruding upon your work, but if you are the skilled physician you claim, I ask your assistance. The parasite has wormed its way inside of me. Its roots twist and pull inside my shell, draining my strength. If you possess the skills and tools, I would see it removed. Well, if you're a special sickly specimen, are you? That changes matters, yes. Turns them on their head. Let me see. Not haunted, indeed. No silk sickness. But something strange has certainly clawed its way in. These roots that torment you so. I'm not altogether familiar with them, but it matters not. If there's something nasty inside a shell that must come out, we use Great Yarnaby's extricator. It's your only hope. But to crack your stiff shell, we'll first need some extra strength. The healing can be done, yes, but before that, my mighty extricator needs an upgrade. Sure. What do I need to do? A specimen who sees my brilliance. The task for you is simple. Head over to that tangled mess of cages on the roads above the moors. 2 bugs hide away there, Benjin and Krull. Simple types, woefully ignorant, yet they have been useful in procuring me materials. Yeah, I remember those are the bug gut guys. They wanted the guts. It's steel spines I need, a full bundle of them, forged hard and sharp, tougher than I've ever had, tough enough to crack stone and to pierce your thick shell. Then prepare your machine for my return, madam. I shall soon return with the spines, and I'm eager to see myself freed. Ask for money, so be warned. I mean, I have like 1,000 so far right now, but and I have all the rosary necklaces in my back pocket, so we should be fine money-wise for now. I mean, I don't know how much they're asking for. If it's like 4,000, then I probably might not have enough, but we'll see. Hate Worm Man. Always trying to run directly into my path. course, the 1,000 I have in my pocket is assuming that I actually survive the way all the way up to the guys, because they are a ways up here. And we have died plenty of times in the Road of Sacrifice. It's not called the Road of Sacrifices, is it? What's the place called? Sinner's Road. What is the Road of Sacrifice? Like, what game is it that I'm thinking of? Is that Dark Souls 2? I don't remember. But the name is so familiar, like when my brain was thinking, a road type, you know, zone. That was like the first zone name that came to mind for some reason. Sounded right to you too? Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's in some Dark Souls-esque game. But I don't quite remember. Oh yeah, we have the shortcut here. I forgot about this one. So let's sit at the bonfire here. It's gonna be tough with this pogo. Because I'm still a bit unfamiliar with it. Not that it's like necessarily a bad pogo, because I mean the air stalling in and of itself can actually be beneficial. But I'm just very much not used to how it functions. Alright, we made it. Hello. Good bugs, I'm here on request of the Dr. Yarnaby. She requires spines forged of steel for a crucial operation. Ah, look at her, Benjamin. She's all sick-like, coiled up tight with something weird. I reckon that operation's for her herself. She's a sad sight for sure, Krull. But sick or not, our scrap's hard found. If she's wantin', we's gotta be getting paid. Ah, afraid the little one speaks true, missy. You might be ailin', but we can't be offering charity. We're stocking the spines you need. You just gotta be ready to part with some beads. Oh, that is super cheap. Oh my gosh. It's a pleasure doing business, ma'am. It's only the finest scrap we're selling, promise. For your shell's sake, we'll be hoping all them spines can get the job done. Alright. Yeah, when you said like a warning about it costing money, I really thought that that meant that it was going to be like super expensive. But no, that's cheap. Well, hate the maggot area. Of course, we're gonna have to go back to Maggot Central. You know, this is like maggot adjacent. Maggot Central is you know, bile water. And we're gonna have to go back there. Ow. Can you stop that? I'm just trying to go through here. I don't need to deal with you and your shenanigans. But yeah, my vote is that Road of Sacrifices is Dark Souls 3. I'm pretty sure that's Dark Souls 3. The area right before the swamp, you know the area with the bird guys, and they have the big wings and the curse stuff or whatever, and then, or no, I think it's poison mist, and then it leads to the swampy area where the crystal sage is. That's what I think it is. That's the zone. So then we go back this way. Go back to the lady. Luckily, she didn't ask for something too far away. Silk. I can't get any more silk. Ow. Dark Souls 3 first swamp area? Yeah. Is it this one? I can't see. I don't think so, though. I think it's higher up, probably. Like this one. Yes, it's this one. Very big difference, obviously. What now? None other bother for the great Yarnaby? Madame, I have returned with the spines requested. Allow me to enter, that you may remove the parasite from inside my shell. The wisped woods? No. I don't think so. Ah, the spines. Specimen, you have them. Then it is time, indeed, to free of their wriggling torment and show my genius clear. Yeah, sure. And then come all this way just to show them the spines and then do nothing about it. Yes, yes. Finally, a specimen worthy of my mighty extricator. Beautiful, unfairly maligned extricator. Come this way. Yeah, the last zone I found were the putrefied ducts. Oh, yeah, that looks like a big old tattoo gun. Bruh, couldn't you have at least... Crest of the Witch, okay, thank you. Couldn't you have at least taken off the cloak first? Like, come on, you're gonna rip up the cloak if you just puncture right through it. The operation, a success. The simpletons hiding in that blasted bell vein would shudder into dust if they saw how much I achieve without them. Madam, I shan't lie. That was an ordeal such as I have rarely suffered. And yet the parasite does seem to have been unbound somewhat. Whatever remnant still lingers in my shell feels calmed, enough for me to claim its power as my own. Perhaps this is a fortunate result after all. Of course, of course. Great Yarnaby has healed you. Shout it through the caverns. Scream it from the great spinning towers. Just make sure they hear you in the so-called civilized settlements of this ignorant land. Alright, bye. I have a stop to make. First of all, give me silk. I wish to heal. For the first time in forever. Ow. Scissorman. Give me your silk. Right, you're invincible. I forgot. I still can't heal. I can have silk, but it doesn't let me... Okay. I guess we just still aren't allowed healing. Regardless of the crest being unbound. I thought the no healing was a thing with the affliction, not just a thing about the crest itself. Well, that kind of sucks. You do damage with the bind. Okay, so it's like a fully offensive crest. I mean, at least the bind does something. Not that it just is useless entirely. No, well, we're gonna sit down, and we're gonna, no, that's not the... We'll grab that. I like that one. And we're gonna go back to Wanderer. Man, it feels like it's been so long. It really does. No possible yellow tools, except for the one, you know, extra tool slot, of course. But now we can see ourselves on the map. Look at that. I know where I am. I guess we're going down to the deep docks because there's a flea right above the deep docks bell way thing. So we're gonna do that because we need to get all the fleas, evidently. Of course, we would have gotten all the fleas anyway, but you know. How do we get up there, I wonder? Left side? Oh, that's why. It's because it's... Because I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I hit most walls like that. But I guess not, because it was, like, kind of upward. This guy's dies so fast. I remember back when those things were, like, super tanky. Hello. Okay, bye. Well, it doesn't seem like there's anything else down here, so... Yeah, out of here with us, I suppose. Alright, that's that one. Where else are the rest? We have... 2 in the Underworks. Maybe 3. We have... that... Yeah, and then 1 in Bilehaven. Or Bilewater. Which we still need to beat the thing in Bilewater, and I'm not going to be a fan of that. Also, while we're in this menu, let's check all of our quests. I still need to farm for the stuff. Yeah, I need to farm for this stuff. So, that is gonna be a thing. So I guess let's go back to the Grand Bellway. Or whatever. Check the wish walls of all the towns sometime. Yeah, I should. I'm gonna farm up some organs. I guess first I should, because who knows, maybe they'll have a quest for me at the town up here that will require me to also kill these guys, so I should do them both simultaneously. Huh. I like how the town kind of expands a bit. No, seems to have nothing. Yeah, I already got the pins and cloaks. So who are you? I don't think I've seen you around. Stay close, sister. Them halls beside are crawling with haunted husks. Wandering will only bring death, pointed and painful. Alright, so... I think I decided that this is what I'm gonna use for the organs next. We can't really get... You woke up the Sentinel, right? I did. Yeah, we've talked to the Sentinel. Used the cog heart and all that. No, not the high halls. Meant the regular halls? What is the one called? Coral Chambers, I think that's the one. Seen them since they started patrolling. Yeah, they killed some of the big guard guys up by the cogwork area. That's where I saw them last. That's not up E, that's just E. Okay. You didn't give anything. Okay. We need all the types of organs except for seared. I assume this would give, like, shredded. But, so far... It has not. Why? Drill gives shredded? I thought that would give punctured. Because, you know, it's a drill. You don't shred things with a drill. Yeah, boomerang doesn't seem to give anything. So drill and long pin. Okay. Just out of my way. Where's a bench? There's a bench over here. Okay. Hi. Don't mind me. So we need drill and long pin later. So can you... How am I gonna use this? Let's see. You can just one-shot them. Come on. Okay, but we get a few each time, so that makes it a lot easier. And it does seem to be able to one-shot them pretty readily. Why you gotta move like that? And you... I don't think we're gonna be able to get up on top of you. Maybe, though. Oh, come on. I want you to feel my vengeance. Dang bell person. I hate you. You are literally the worst enemy in the game. I would rather have an enemy randomizer where the game just makes it so every enemy is the final boss instead of having any of those bell people. Because they suck. Okay, how many more of those do we need? A lot. Okay. They suck so bad, they do. Just the way they move away from you. Man, that is a tough combination of buttons to get that to work. Because I need to hold up and press E while jumping above the enemy. When, like, every bone in my body is saying, ah, you need to press, you know, down and attack. Ah, healing. 'Tis a wondrous thing. We're just killing you normally. You don't even deserve to be harvested. You're not worth it. I bet they don't even want to eat your stupid organs anyway. Why are you such a problem? Like, seriously, why are you such an issue? She just keeps blocking every single one of my drills. I don't know how that works. I don't know why that stick can just magically make it just invalidate all my attacks. Of course, normally it's not an issue, but I'm also normally not trying to drill down straight into their brain. Where are you going? I can't double jump for some reason. Stop dodging. Okay, there we go. How many is that? Maximum held? Okay, we're done with that one. I'm glad that I have all the pouch upgrades. Use the early game farm for this quest. Yeah, I mean, this is my go-to farm now. The early game farm is good and all, but you know, this place just gives so many more rosaries. And if you're fighting them normally, they're not as big of an issue. Alright. Oh, she can just go up those? Yeah, that angle is not very good for ground enemies at all. Oh, really? That still does damage? Got them both. Alright. Okay. How many more we need? Let's see. Only 2 more. Let's go back to the bench. Because we could get it here. Maybe not. That angle is just not conducive at all to hitting these guys. And we're out of pins. hate how limited the tools are. That's why I haven't used them the whole game. I mean, you don't need them. You just need to slash things. It's like in Dark Souls. You just need the R1 button. And you win everything. But still, I wish I could use the tools more. They cost so much. Okay, quest done. Let's go sit down again. Now, where do we go to turn that in? That's in the Putrefied Ducts, right? Where's even my map? Way over here. Yeah, I think it was... Or was that in Bilewater? I don't quite remember. I remember it was somewhere I didn't like. But it's in the Putrefied Ducts? Okay. I think it maybe that one. There. Okay. That means we need to go back to the Bellway, which would be left, up, right, down, right. Ah, the good pogos. How good it is to have you again. Oh, hi. Hi. We found her again. What does that mean? What does that do for me? There'll be a quest from the Sentinel and Songclave? Okay. First we go... Putrefied Ducts. Actually, we should sit at the bench here because there's... I mean, the Putrefied Ducts aren't as bad as Bilewater. Not by a long shot, but still... I could see us dying in here pretty easily. Not even in here. But I like how harmless those things are. You know, you get caught by them quite often, but they don't really do a whole lot. And those guys are kind of scary, but they don't have a lot of health to back up their, you know, intimidation factor. Oh, we overshot it. Okay. I think we had to have gone all the way left and then back right. And just, you know, sit down real quick. Hi, I'm back. You have them, spider. The smell is upon you. All those organs, rich, prepared for feasting. Yes. You've done well, spider. Upon these fine meats my children would gorge and grow. And better the organs of others than they feed upon your own, yes? One should not be surprised for the spider to perceive the truth of my requests. A child of one like you, many times I've seen it similar. They will be born hungry, with sharp tooth and claw. In their birth craze, your own meat would delight as much as another bug's. This feast is distraction, in hope to save your own shell. Is that shameful? A mother who would not sacrifice herself for her children to grow strong? Is it wrong to want, to witness their first flight, their first hunt, to see them kill and grow? Your choice is your own, tall mother. You won't be judged by me. I've seen enough sacrifice. I've no love for the act. Longclaw. Is that what I have been hoping for the entire game? Probably not. But we'll see. How do I get out of here? There's a way to the right. First, we're going to sit down because maggots. Oh, and we can check here. Increases the range of needle attacks. Yes. Sadly, I don't have a space for them right now, but I'm taking that. That is a significant improvement. Irmagirsh. That is literally the... Check on Eva. Who's Eva? I recognize the name, but who the heck is that? All my brain tells me is, Vestercrest person. Right, yes. I was meaning to go back there. Because we got the new crest, so it's like, there's probably new things there. But, you know, we've had other stuff going on. I don't even know where one more crest would be. I guess it was the Architect's crest that I've heard of, but never found. And judging by the name, I assume it's somewhere up in the Cogwork core. Just because that's where the Architects were. But I didn't see any other paths from there, so I'm not sure about that. But let's go... The Architect Merchant. There's a merchant? Where? I am not familiar with this merchant. And in the Underworks. Oh, that would explain it. Yeah. Oh, that one. Right. I never go to the Underworks. I hate that place. I avoid it if I can. But evidently we have to go back there. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the bell. We're gonna do the Underworks. Get the crest. And the 2 fleas that are down there, apparently. And then we're never going to return there. And that'll be good. 3 fleas, I think. Oh, gosh. Yep, 3. Oh, and there is a path bottom, like down and left. But first I'm going to go to this merchant. I don't know if this merchant up here is the merchant you were talking about, but there is a merchant, and it's pretty easy to check because they're just like right up here. If there's anything easy about this place, which usually there isn't. No, this is just going straight away. Oh, this is the way up. Yeah, I think I need to go across. I like that that one's real fast. It's not like the one in Deep Docks that takes like 10 years to actually, you know, put itself together. Man, but I've been waiting so long. You know, that long claw, that was literally like when I started the game. Hi. Into the exhaust organ yet? I've gone through a place that sounded like an organ. What's this, Bug Red? Even down here, I did detect its working. Have you climbed our core and woken the voices of my line? I have, Maker. Clearly, it was a climb never intended for regular bugs, and fair fortune that the skills gifted within your lands allowed my ascent. The melody and the voices Both are fine things heard and witnessed. Even in this fading moment, their artistry shines through. Impressive, industrious, eternal. You have seen a glimpse, Bug Red, of us, how once we were. The minds of architects inspired, what majesty we did create. Right, you had a lot of stuff. Right, the vault. I forgot about the vault. Because I didn't have the money for it when I was last here. I don't know if I need either of those. Never guess what's in the architect's vault. I wonder. Probably, I'm gonna say a spool fragment. That is my guess. Oh, this doesn't look like a spool fragment. Well, we got the thing. Oh, that's a cool crest. Look. Spin the needle as a screw, shredding enemies. Or foes. Spin silk to rapidly craft new tools. Right, yeah. Good. Probably won't use it. Maybe. Depends on what the moveset is like. Looks cool. Oh, interesting. They have a pretty useless pogo, at least parkour wise, because it's so low, like short range. At least the other. Hi, what were you doing up there? Never once used this crest. Yeah, well, you know. Sometimes you just gotta unlock things that you're never gonna use. Oh, that's a lot of tool slots, though. Interesting. Alright, Wanderer. And let's I don't know, have this on something I'm actually gonna remember to use. Now we have fleas to get. Where am I going? This way, probably. Yeah, all the way down at the bottom of this. Ow. Why did I have to stop, like, right next to him? Do you guys just, like, explode? Sorry. Accidentally just freaking obliterated you. Okay, so they just blow up after a little bit. Oh, hi. Alright, you're welcome. Bye. Alright, well, that's that. Ow. Those guys aren't even, like, dangerous. They just take all your healing. Can I? Okay, I'm down here now. It's really difficult to stop, like, at the perfect spot to be able to go up that. Okay. Now, we need to go... Where do we need to go? How do I get in there? Hi. I don't remember. We get in from the top? Doesn't look like it. We have to go this way, and then down, and then left. it looks like. Yeah, that's where I came from, at least. That's not the right way. Need to go across. So much faster. Okay, now we can go down. Probably. Oh gosh. Why would you put that there? Okay, that's fair. Did I ever get what this was? Probably. And I can't interact with it now, so. From Wisp Thicket. What does that mean? I don't know what a Wisp Thicket is. Ow. So you're saying this one, down here, is only accessible, or I haven't been to yet, you get there from Greymore? Okay. Unfortunate. So is the one on the right actually in this zone? Because that's the one that looks like it's outside the zone. This one looks like it's right here. There's like a way down somewhere. But this one seems to not be actually in this area. Seems like it would be like a offshoot from Bilewater or something, or if there's a zone in here somewhere, then yeah, how am I gonna get there from Greymore though? Like I've explored the roof of this area decently well, but I guess I might have just not had all the movement options for it at that point. I don't know. But I guess if I can't get there from here, then I'm just gonna leave. I'm not even gonna try to make my way out. We're just gonna quit back to the bench because I ain't dealing with that. No more underworks. Alright. Yeah, we have a much easier way back to the elevator from here, I think. So we need to go back down again. This way. Back to the lever. Not that lever. And then this. Actually an exhaust organ flea. What does that mean? Because like I've been over here. Either from Bilewater, I think. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Looked like a Bilewater thing. So Bellway. Don't we all just love Bilewater? But first I guess we're gonna explore Greymore to find the thicket. Which I have no idea where that would be, but we'll figure that out. Save Bilewater for last. Because now I guess there's two in Bilewater. Open the map. I mean, this... I don't really need this there anymore, because that's just where the doctor was. But yeah, if the guy is up here, then I assume it would have to be, like, either this or this. Very top left, like, this one? Huh. Alright. Well, I guess we'll start heading that way. We go up. I don't remember. Maybe. Directly above the left tower. Oh, okay. So that would be up here, approximately. Wow, you really got me there. Okay, I think we need the jump here. Yeah, because we've been up here. But I guess that does look like something I can climb on. Yeah. I just think I didn't have the double jump by that point. Can I climb on? I can. Well, I skipped the part that it told me where I was, so... Oh, gosh, what are those? I don't like you, good sir. Oh, you are tanky. Ow. Apparently your fires still live after you've died. That's great. Wait, why does it show that I have the map for here? Even though I don't. Just to the right of the entrance to the Wisp Thicket. That would be good. Because, yeah, those... I don't know how those guys, function. Okay, so this is a part of Greymoor kind of thing. So that's why it kind of shows that I have a map. Man, but it's kind of crazy to think that these guys are of Greymoor level. I mean, look at that. With like how much health they have and the heat-seeking fire, which is kind of ironic. What even is that? Can I break these? I can. Not very easily, what the heck? Scaling is irrelevant, true. Yeah. Why are those things so tanky, and why does everything do double damage? Why are you not dead? Why are you not dead? Seriously. I've hit you like 4 times. Just took 5 times, I guess. My gosh. It's just damage after damage after damage. Just a freaking machine gun of fireballs. Not worth it. Why would they think that was worth it? Yeah, you guys can just appear out of nowhere, apparently. Oh, and they have a charge attack that I can't see because there's a bunch of things in the background that just completely block our vision. That's great. Right, I still need to go back to the lady to get... Yeah, but even with 3 blue slots, I'm not going to be spending one on the friggin' fire bell. Oh boy. Fighting arena, possibly? Boss? Oh no. No. No, it's... Oh, what is the... You know what I'm talking about. It's the Dark Souls 1 boss. Oh gosh, why can I never remember its name? It's one of the big bosses, the big tree. You know. Like Chaos... Bed of Chaos. I was gonna say Chaos Flame, but yeah, no, Bed of Chaos is exactly the name of it. Why do I not have any silk? Yeah, apparently these lamps don't give any silk, so that's, we're just on kind of a time crunch. The longer this goes on, the more I die. What? Oh no. What? Why? Do I just need to survive that? Do I need to do something? You see it? Yeah, it's the friggin', you know, tree with all the limbs you need to break, and it's doing a bunch of BS attacks. At least in Bed of Chaos you had healing. Sometimes. Wait out the AoE and hit the glowing center? Okay. That's about what I expected, but I appreciate the confirmation. Yeah, now that I know what the heck these guys are about, they're a lot easier to deal with. I doubt using my item to give my weapon fire damage would do much against this. You know, just a bit of an assumption there. How? Alright, wait out the AoE. Oh, they have a big AoE on them. But you see, a boss that can be pogoed. That's what we like around here. Pogo bosses are the best bosses. Oh no, it's gonna explode. Okay, we're fine. I had like flashbacks to the final, what is it, like the final test, final guardian, whatever, where it, at the end of the boss fight just blows up and kills you, and then you have to redo the whole fight again. Is this seriously not like a way to go or anything? We're just kind of here. All right. Why are you back? Are you like a minor enemy then? Did he just blow himself up? It just reminds me of that, I don't know why. My brain immediately thought of that one meme where there's the guy that just is like, he's in his garage and he's like, this is my gas can. My brother blew himself up and his wife, you know, like that guy. I don't know why that just, when I saw them blow themselves up, that's the first video that came to mind. So what's this? Wisps will spawn from the lantern and burn foes at the cost of silk. No thank you. Alright, we need to... there's no bellway in here, is there? I kind of wanted to go back and talk to Eva, but evidently we're not going to be able to for now. But that's fine. Yeah, their movement patterns are a bit erratic, but once you figure them out, they get a lot easier to dodge. Can I kill you before you do that? I don't know. It gets a little scary at the end there. Hmm. Another boss? No, just one of these. Whoa. Lots of wisps. Not a fan. Let's see if we can parkour any secrets. Secrets. Oh, the only secret was death. Death and misery. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why would you put that there? They just want me to not have silk for this area, I see. Come on. Of course, silk or not, we can still do the parkour, but still. Oh, we could have actually unlocked that early. If I'd known which surface to attack, I was like right there. What's all that then? Just a bunch of plants, or is it something else? I think it's just a big bunch of plants. Not everything's a secret tunnel. Ow. There's apparently spikes there. Really? Here? Here, of all places. Here. Bone scroll. Thank you, I guess. But why here? Out of all the places that they could have summoned one of those wisp things, why when I'm hovering in the air above spikes? Like, come on, man. Have some decency. Bench. Thank you. Ugh. Underdocks fires above those two small lanes. Really? I'm gonna go back. Even though there's seemingly no way back up there other than just parkouring the way back up. But I want to go back to Eva for a second to see if she has anything for me. Because we got the Architect crest and the Witch's crest. And I'm pretty sure I can even unlock a few things with memory things if that actually progresses her story at all. Okay. Where was she? She was in one of the Weaver doors. I think there? Yeah, I think she's this one. So that's Bone Bottom is the closest. Bone Bottom. Ow. My face. Oh wait. We can check this place for quests. No quests. Okay, never mind. Still sorry about having broken the bridge here. Yeah, this works. Alright, Weave Nest. The best place. That's still such a cool elevator. Why do we not have more of those? I am back. Lady, my senses resound. You have grown further beyond the bounds of a bug. Permit me to gaze again upon your nature, that I may offer clarity. Alright. Another yellow? No, and a blue and a yellow. Okay. I was gonna say, it's just giving me another yellow? That seems weird. I don't need more yellows. But yeah, the blue, that's exactly what we need. Do you eventually get a red? Like, if I talk to her again... Yeah. Just the same response. I wonder if I use the memory lockets, would it actually, like, unlock a red one for me? I don't know. There's a bench down here, right? Yeah. Let's try that. All crests and 15 memory lockets? Okay. Well, I am guessing by that, then, that means that I don't have enough. Alright, and for you, we're gonna switch you out. Put you in there, and we're gonna put you in there, just so that's permanently equipped, because I always want that. Max for all intents and purposes? Okay, yeah, so I'm probably not nearly far enough to get everything she has. It's kind of like with the moth guy from the first game, where you get the, what, 1,400? 1,800? Something around there? And then he's like, quote-unquote, maxed out, but then he has one last reward, technically, at 2,400. That you're not really supposed to get in a regular playthrough, but you can. Still wish that had some secret up the side of it. Well, what do you think now, lady? Few are as foreign as you, hunter dear. Visit me when you care. I'll look forward to hearing how your steps might shake our world. Alright, bye. I mean, I did like beat the game twice, so did you hear about that, old lady? You know, it's a small detail, but I like how the bench kind of sags when you sit on it. It really gives the, like, a feeling of stuff in the world having, like, an actual, real, like, durability to them, you know? Most things in games are just kind of unmoving. Okay, go up this way. Must you intrude, Mr. Scissor Person? Like, I'm just trying to have a grand old time. Man, but life is gonna be so nice now that I have the long claw. You said above the 2 lamps. That was over here, right? Like this area. The area that I dislike. Aha. You right. I don't know if I'll be able to survive this with the health that I have, but we can try. I see you. I see you there. You can't hide from me. It's also hidden. Yeah, okay, that can hide from me. Yeah, we're very far away again. Because we forgot to sit down at the bench. So if we just blast past the parkour, or past the enemies there, the parkour should be easy enough. It's really just those frickin' lamps. And the issue is, I would say those lamps are like the definition of silk negative. Because they don't give silk when you attack them at all. Can you die in a fire, please, Mr. Scissor Man? Like, seriously, I have things going on here. I'm trying to do stuff, and you're just jumping up here for no reason. Like, I literally didn't even do anything to you, and you're just coming up here to try to mess up my day. Like, who does that? You know how rude that is? Right. Bench. Can't forget that again, or I'm gonna be upset. Because I'll have had to go through the area another time. That's not a wall. That is a background wall. Okay. Dodged them all. Craft metal to the right. Okay. I was gonna go right eventually. Oh, okay. So this way, I don't know, because it was the secret way, I kind of assumed that this would be just a loot dead end as well. That's weird. Oh, you are correct. There's just a craft metal here. And nothing else. That's bizarre. I guess they like their secret tunnels. Oh, and you guys respawn, because of course you do. Underworks, of course it is. Oh, hi. Uh-huh. Yeah, safe to say, I don't like this place. This is like Underworks on crack. Oh, come on. I hate this place. This is why I never visit the Underworks. Oh, come on, I had that. Why did it just kill my dash for some reason? I just like hit 1 inch of the area on the top and it just decided, nah, you don't get to do anything. Oh boy, rosaries. That must be the entire reward for this area, and I should just move on. At least that's what they'd like me to think. Man, the only answer here is to do the thing that the game doesn't let me do, apparently. And you like spam shift to actually let me do that. Yeah, please recuperate some of my silk, thank you. Very grateful they gave me the silk enemies to, you know, to get me back to a decent amount of silk. Oh, that's the door, okay. Good. Is that it? Is that like the entire zone? Because that's a little weird if so. And just one flea, one boss, couple enemies. Seems like a very odd, like, I don't even know. It's, what is the word? It's like like an area that has a specific animal and plant diversity that aren't in other places, but it's only in like a very small area. It's not like a microcosm and not like a micro environment. What is the term? You know what I'm saying. Because yeah, this place has like unique plants, unique enemies, unique creature life, and yet it's very small at the same time. Oh, there's a way up to the right, huh? How did I not see that? Okay. I guess we're gonna go check that out. And if it's nothing, we can just save and quit back to the bench. But I actually like the parkour in this area because it's a lot of just pogoing on spikes, and that's... I mean, that's just good, clean fun. Everyone loves pogoing on spikes. Okay, it was just up this way. Okay. More spikes. Was that a different, like, color spike down at the bottom there? Yeah, what is that doing there? There's, like, all the white spikes and then just a little yellow saw blade sitting in the middle. Oh, like one of these. Ooh. Yeah, I don't like that. That... That's scary. Okay, now I guess we're in the underworks. So we don't even need to go back to the bench, because we're probably closer to a bench here. The elevator works. Because all the benches here are pay to win, and we're not doing that. I ain't buying you all that mess. I think we have to go this way to get to the bench. Or the elevator, as it were. Yeah. Alright. Why did I jump in here without knowing where I'm going next? Okay. So, bile water, I guess, would be the next stop to get that flea and that flea. Though I think I'm gonna end the stream early today. Well, only 15 minutes early. But we did exactly what I wanted to do, which was, you know, killed the final boss 2.0. That means we've gotten 2 out of 5 endings, which, honestly, that's better than I did in Hollow Knight 1, my first playthrough. But certainly tomorrow, I think, yeah, definitely tomorrow, we're going to be going back and going to Bile Water, which is not a place that I want to go back to, which might be why I'm ending it early before I have to go there, because that's an issue for tomorrow. That's a later problem. But we're gonna get the last 2 fleas there. Are there any more fleas in the entire world? I don't think so. I think we got all the rest. Oh, an unknown man, I was wondering. This area we still haven't figured out, because this place, the platforms are too high up to double jump to. And I was wondering if that's just like a skill issue, or if I go here later. Because it might just be a skill issue. There might be like a certain... Act 3? Okay. Good, because I was gonna say, those platforms, they're a little too high for me. And I don't know how to rectify that. But okay. Only a few things left in the game so far until Act 3, so that's good. Do we have any active quests, actually? I don't think we do. Yeah. Hail Monarch. Oh, that's... Yeah, I guess because it keeps resetting us to before we beat the game, this is always going to be one of our quests. But so far, yeah. no quests, all but 2 fleas. Things are looking up. We're almost to Act 3, and then I guess we have to beat that boss in the area. But now I have the Long Claw on top of all my other stuff, so how can it go wrong? We can totally beat him now. I'm sure that'll make all the difference. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time, most likely tomorrow. And, yeah, have a good day. And all that. Goodbye.